and welcome to Project Home DIY. I'm Christine, the owner and curator / designer of your Project Home DIY boxes. Thanks for joining us for Felt February. This is a brand new project with us, and a brand new technique and a brand new type of decor that we're bringing into you guys. So I'm excited to get this going with you. If you're brand new with us, welcome. Thank you for joining us. You should receive a starter kit in a box like this, and it should have all the supplies in it that you need to complete a lot of your Project Home projects. One thing you are going to need out of the starter kit is your glue gun, so make sure you get that plugged in and ready to go. We will be using it a lot with the felt flowers. They do take a lot. Those of you that have been with us for a while, we have a VIP group. It is on Facebook. You can join it by accessing it through your account or any of our emails that you get from us. It's for subscribers only, so it's kind of private, and you can't just join publicly. So if you are watching this video, it means you're a subscriber, so go ahead and find us on Facebook. But you know that if you are a VIP group, you know I've mentioned that this February's project, because I don't share what it is fully till you get it, is a 3-in-1. So this is the exciting part. You have a choice of making 1, 2, or 3 projects. One of the 3, not all 3 from one box. If you would want to make all 3, you'd need to buy an additional box, which will be in the store after the month, after the monthly ones have all delivered. But you have the choice of making a flower vase with these super cute wood or felt flowers that we will make with these. We'll do the wreath in the video, or let me see if it's all not tangled up too bad. We have a mobile. So look at this. There we go. Okay, and this isn't part of it. This was my string I was hanging it from to make it. Or you can make a super cute little mobile. Oops. This mobile there's 30 flowers total, and this mobile and the vase, these are made with one kit. So if you choose, you can make a flower vase and a mobile, or you do just the wreath. I have not made the wreath yet. I will be making that with you. There may be extras from the wreath that you can also do the flowers as well, because your kits did come with Floral Wire to make the flower stems. So lots of options. I'm excited to see what you guys decide to create. Our VIP group is amazing. Once you do make your creations, make sure you jump in that group and share them, because it's so much fun to see what everybody does with their projects. Let's get started, because this is a pretty labor-intensive little project. We're gonna get started making all the flowers. So I'm gonna go through each one with you, how to make them, what pieces you need. This picture, this layout is in your instructions, and so you can see what pieces take to make each flower. It's all laid out in your instructions. I'm gonna say this, and I hope all of you catch it, but if you are missing a dot, it is not the end of the world. You can finish it. You will not notice. So if you're missing a dot, we're extremely sorry. These are hard to pack and not miss a piece. If there's a piece missing of a dot, don't worry about it. We'll make do without it. If you have a whole flower missing, then you can email us, let us know. Make sure you email help@projecthomediy.com. Our customer service is fantastic. They will get right back to you as soon as within a couple hours. So don't panic, we will fix everything we can. But if there's a dot missing, you can finish a flower without it, and it's just fine. So some extra things you may need, wire cutters. I used to cut different varying heights, and obviously scissors. We will use, your kit came with tweezers. Be very, very, very careful. These are pokey. When you are done, put the lid back on them and save them in your crafting supplies. These are not probably very good tweezers for tweezing your eyebrows. I would not suggest that. Use them for your crafting. Lots of ribbon. Lots of jute or twine, jute, whatever you want to call it. We went gray too. I love gray. I love it. Love it. I'm hoping and praying I'm not going to delay your February boxes shipment. And by the time you see this video, obviously you would know if it's delayed or not. Sorry, that's our doorbell. But if it is not, and I got the glue sticks in time, you will have glue sticks in your box. So I hope they're in there. And if they're not, I apologize. They can be found at any craft store. High temp glue sticks for pretty cheap. So I hope they're in there. But all right, let's get started. I'm going to move the camera around so you can see me up close and personal making each and every piece. All right, let's go. All right, here we go with starting flowers. I have everything laid out here. Again, refer to your tutorial instructions on what pieces make what flower. I strongly suggest unpacking your kits and laying everything out just like this, so you have a good picture of everything that's in your kits and easily accessible to be made easily. If you're intimidated by this, I promise it's not that bad. So don't be intimidated by it. I'm putting setting all these out in different places so I can work on. I'm going to start on these first. All right, those make those, those make those. All right, we are good. Okay, so there is 9 of this style of flower that we're gonna make, and they are all right here. You'll notice that 2 of the packs had these rounds are a little bit smaller. So there's 2 different size rounds. They don't make much difference in the size of flower. Yeah, I can't even, yeah, they don't make much size difference in the flower. So this is the finished product of what we're going to make. First, we're going to make this black center, then we make the gray, and then we do the white. I suggest not doing leaves until you know where you're going to final place these flowers, because see how I put the stem in there and then glued with the leaf over it. So that was a good way to secure those on there. So don't do leaves yet till the very end. So to start, oops, let me grab my hot glue gun. This will become your best friend. You will need lots of glue sticks. So I hope I was able to tip some to you. Let me grab this. My little glue stick container. Okay. You will need your tweezers as well. These little suckers help us get a nice tight roll in these flowers, because that's pretty much all it is. It's rolling. So oddly enough, that's all it is. It's not too difficult. So start with your black piece. Take your glue gun and right across the top, make a little tiny thin line of glue, and then you're going to fold that in half. These do not have to be perfect, okay? So don't worry too much about that. They don't have to perfectly line up. They're just fine. Just fold them in half and that piece is ready. Do the same thing for this. Really thin little line. It doesn't take much to glue these together. Not at all. Okay, going across this, kind of like folding sushi, I feel like. Okay, there is our 2 inside pieces. Take your tweezers, and I'm just gonna grab them right there. And hot glue strings will be everywhere in this project, but we'll just pull them off later. So I'm just taking them and I'm just twisting, and I am holding it tight. The main important thing is to keep these even. So you don't want to like go like that or make them all wonky. You want to keep it nice and even. The bottom needs to be nice and flat, okay? So they roll pretty easily, just like that. And then I'm gonna put a tiny bit of hot glue in here. My hot glue trick, I lick my fingers. And another cool trick of mine, it's freezing in Wyoming. So guess what? My hands are always cold. So like the hot glue actually feels good. How sad is that? Okay, so this is our little dude. I just glued him right in there. So it kind of holds it. It's not super important to glue them. I'm gonna put a little dab of glue for the gray, and I'm gonna line it up, and I'm gonna roll it. And again, just keep this all flat. And put some glue on that last tab. Again, lick your finger before you touch it and it'll come off. You won't have stringies. If we can avoid stringies, oh, let's avoid stringies. Okay, that is the inside of the flower for this guy. There it is, okay? Now, that is the same technique for the center of this guy, okay? It's the same technique for this dude, which is super fun and cute. I love these. And it's the same technique for this dude. Okay, same exact thing. So that technique is used quite a bit. All right, here is, I'm gonna make one of the smaller flowers with the smaller dots. Again, you will hardly notice any difference, but I like to hold it like this. So I have my flower face down, my front of my flower face down. I'm going to start with these 5 little dots. I do recommend having these dots laid out, easy to grab, because you're going to be going fast, okay? Okay, so I have my 5 dots. You'll need 10 for each flower. If you're missing one, don't worry about it. It won't make a difference on the flower at all. Okay, here is the first one. I'm going to start with the little guys. Just going to put that right on there. Rotate it. Sort of overlap. You don't have to. You can separate out. See, I didn't there. And here it won't. But again, it doesn't matter. These are very forgiving, awesome little things. So now I'm going to do my second layer. I like holding in the center of that flower because I can rotate it around really easily. Oh, this is why there was space, because I didn't put the last one in there. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, yes, my doorbell again. I should go and plug that thing. Okay, there's that. I'm just putting the big ones, I'm overlapping right there between a seam. I'm overlapping those. Just sticking them down. I'm gonna put a little bit more glue here. And there we go. Okay, it's very weak right now, but see, I'm gonna just kind of squish it right here on the table. Okay. And voila. Look at that. Perfect little flower. And you made it. Look at that. Okay. So there is how we make the rest of these 9, okay? These ones with larger petals and longer gray strips, they will make a bigger flower. So separate those out. These are, there's 4 of these smaller ones, 5 of those. So go ahead and make those. And I'm going to move on to the next flower. I will finish these after I get everything made in video for you guys. Okay, there's that guy. All right, let's do this one real quick. These are pretty fun, easy. Same technique as rolling the centers. Here's my first little line of glue. Folding it in half. I'm really trying to avoid glue crazy this time because it was like I think once I get glue on my nails, it's like non-stop sticking to them. So I'm trying to avoid that this time. Okay, got some stringers in here. All right, it's all glued together. So there's the half. Take your handy dandy tweezers, pinch the end. You don't want to roll too tight and like stretch it too much, but just tight enough to make it nice. Again, you're just keeping the bottom end flat here, just lining those ends up. You can pull your tweezers out at any time you feel comfortable. Just helps make that first little roll nice and tight. Okay, and I'm going to keep the end flap open a little tiny bit, and then I'm going to put some right here on the end. Licked my finger and put it over the top. Smooth it out. Thankfully my fingers are ice cold. And voila, there's our, they're like daisies or something. Gabbera daisies, I don't know. They're super cute though. There it is. Okay, so you'll make 3 of those. Here's the other 2. Same exact thing with these little mini dudes. Here, I'm gonna make this guy. Nope. Hot glue gun trick. You know how your glue gun always runs out and your glue stick always falls out? Melt the end of the new one. Stick it in. Works like a charm. Maybe not. Stick it in so far it squishes out, but... And now my stick won't fall out the back. Handy, huh? Yeah. Okay, there's that. And I'm going to fold this. Oh, my glue dried a tiny bit. I'm going to put a little in there. Just makes it much cleaner and easier when you have it glued. It's probably not 100% necessary, but I found it much easier to put these together when they were glued. I'm sure some pros, there are some pro felters out there. I'm sure there's even some pro felters watching me go, oh my gosh, what is this lady doing? But hey, you know what? Look, those look good, so we're good. All right, we're gonna rotate this again. I'm just keeping the bottom of that flower nice and flat. Doesn't have to be super tight. Pull your felt or your tweezers out. Put some in there, and I like to put some here just to keep each piece kind of in line. Okay. There's the little dude, and you'll make a total of 3 of those. Let's make one of these pink ones. The pink and the white are the same technique. So these 2 are the same. There's 4 of each. This with the round piece on the end is the end. So don't start with this. This is the end. This is the beginning. And your cut edge is your bottom of the flower. So I like to take this, take my tweezers and start rolling. And again, keep that bottom nice and flat. We want the variation up top, and that's what the scalpel or the scalloped edges are doing. That's scalpel. The scalloped edges are doing, but we want to keep it nice and flat down here on the bottom, okay? Once your tweezers are out, you can keep rolling on your own. And I do like to glue these every once in a while because the felt does get slippery. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue right in there and glue it. And then I also want to put a little glue right here, just like I did on the little black ones too. Okay, so just keep rolling and rolling. Not too tight. Okay, I'm gonna stop again, put a little bit of glue in there. Oops, and a little bit right here. Okay. And then keep rolling. Okay. All right, that needs some glue to keep it from sliding up. Right here. Okay, here's my end. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on that end piece and then some glue up here on the top. Stick my end down and my top over. And there it is. There is the pink one. Nicely folded over and glued. That's it for that one. Whoop. So I tell you what, there's hot glue gun strings everywhere. Okay, white, there's gonna be 4 of those pink ones. White is the same technique with these scalloped flowers. They turn into pretty little roses. Something is catching on this felt. Here's the white. Same thing. This rounded part is your finish. So this is the end. This is the beginning. I'm going to take my tweezers. This is your bottom edge. And start rolling. I'm going to keep my tweezers in there much longer than I did last time. I pulled those out way too soon. Much easier to keep them in there. And just keep your bottom rolling nice and flat. Okay, I'm going to put some glue. Cool it down. And keep rolling. It's just amazing, like they just turn out so perfect and I love them. Just by rolling, how simple is that? Rolling a scalloped edge. That's it. Okay. Here's the end. A little bit of glue there and a lot there. Finish my edge and put that up top. And there's my white. So there's the white. And there's the pink. And we will make 4 whites. There'll be 4 of those. 4 of these. 3, 3, 9. There's the doorbell again. There's a lot of commotion at my house. All right. Especially with building going on. Leaves. Okay, just a couple more. So next is this round tuberose, maybe. Oh gosh, I don't know. This round little guy. These strips. This is what we're working with here. This one to start is a little teeny tricky, but not super tricky. And I even need to remember myself. Okay, I think I want to go. Yep, that's it. Okay. Remember the bottom piece? That's the bottom. Pointy end is our top. Point it so it's pointing to up in the sky, whether you're left-handed or right-handed. I don't know which way you want to go. But I'm going to just grab this little tip right here. And I'm going to start turning. And this on my left-hand side is going to be the bottom of the flower. Okay. If you want, I have seen some where they put a little bit of variation in it. So some is a little higher or lower. See how it gives you that look? This is going to be the top of my flower. You can do that by just rotating it a little bit, or you keep it all even on the bottom and you'll get this look. I'm going to do a little bit of both. but probably more varied. Because I kind of like that petaled look. Like that. They look like little cinnamon rolls. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a cinnamon roll flower. Duh. Okay. All right, I'm gonna pull out my tweezers. Hold the flower when you pull it out, or else you'll pull your center of your flower out, and you don't want to do that. There's my top. Here's my bottom. Here's my little ledge, lip, and that part. Curl that around. If there gets to be too much fabric, just pull it a little bit tighter. But there's that guy. Pretty super simple, easy. So if you want this varied look, you can not align everything on the bottom of the flower. If you want a more uniform look, line up your edges all on the bottom of the flower, okay? You will be making 3, I believe. Yes, 3 of those. You'll make 3 of these. That's how you do that. Okay, this one should be a breeze because it's kind of a combination of what you have already done. So it's a little bit of this and a little bit of this. There should be 4 of these. These are my favorite. I love them. Extra scraps like this, that's garbage. It's from the laser. Yes, these are laser cut. How crazy is that? Technology these days. You guys are so cool. Okay, so again, the round part is our cap on our bottom. But first we're going to do this part. You should be pros at these by now. And let's go straight across. Okay. All right. Made that piece. It's all good to go. Okay, I'm gonna twirl it. Oops. Okay, put a little glue. And put a little glue on the bottom because it just holds it together nicely. Okay, that guy's all together. Now we're going to take our scalloped gray piece and roll it around the edges. It's pretty simple. Just gonna start it and keep going around the edges, just like that, okay? I will start it with a little glue just to hold it in that starting place. Okay, and this one, again, if you want to get a little uneven, like we did with this guy, actually that's not the one, this one, you can, and it will just make your flower come out a little bit more, just kind of bloom a little bigger. But I'm going to keep it nice and straight along the bottom, gluing every once in a while just because it holds it together. And I glue on these edges too because it stops it from moving. These guys can kind of end up slipping if you're not careful. He's kind of slipping already, so let me put some glue in. And stop it from slipping. There's our end. Oh, these strings. Okay, there is the gray flower. Okay, getting all these strings off. And there it is. All right, gray flower. And you will make 4 of those with the pieces, with these. And there's your felt. That's all for the flowers. So there will be 30 total, 30 flowers. So go ahead and make all your flowers. The leaves are super simple, really easy. You just make a little concave shape, sorry. Tiny bit of glue, fold your leaf in, and glue them over. That's how you do your leaf. So you can glue all those together as well. Once you have everything built, we will start assembling the wreath. So I'll give you some time to do that. Come back when you're ready for the wreath. Okay, back with all the 30 flowers made and my wreath. I'm ready to attach the flowers to the wreath. So to do this, it's easiest to work in just small batches and then work your way around. I am only doing the side of the wreath because I like the look of it just on like the left-hand side. So I'm just gonna work in small batches. What we will do is position some flowers on in spaces that we like with the green. And then I'll hold them in place, flip it around like this, put some hot glue, and I'm gonna cut up little strips or pieces, little like 1-inch squares of the ribbon, and then I can put that over the glued pieces and it'll really hold on nicely and cover up those hot glue spots. And then we can set it back down and keep going. So that will allow us, if we cover the hot glue right away, it'll allow those to stick really well and hold in place. So take your ribbon and scissors and cut some ribbon, and you're gonna cut some 1-inch squares. I'm just gonna folded it several times. I'm gonna cut. These don't have to be perfect. They're just gonna cover the back. If you have any sort of fabric at home, you can use that if you want. These will work just fine though. All right, so I have my fabric or my ribbon scrap for the back. For the wreath, there is these black pieces across here. I'm going to put those in the back so it's more flat. It won't matter one bit, but I'm just gonna start placing my flowers. Oh, there's hot glue gun strings everywhere. We're never gonna get rid of them. They're there for life. Okay, so here we go. Just kind of get some glue over that and glue in that area, and then a strip over it. And that will hold it really, really well. There's no budging after that's done. Not one bit. And see, then we can set it down and work with it a little bit. Okay, so I'm just gonna start placing these in here however I want them to fit. And again, flip it around, hot glue, Again, my hands are cold, so they make it really easy. Darn it. Darn Wyoming. I wasn't kidding when I said you'd go through the glue, because it's going through. I'm going to cover up the top of this flower, or with that little guy. I really like it. Oh my gosh. It's turning out beautiful. The hard part is just deciding what kind of flower goes where. You guys, it's the hardest. I cannot decide. They all look so pretty. You can fluff the flowers kind of after we're done, so we don't have to worry too much about this top surface till we're all finished, and then we'll get it good. Oh, I kind of like this as a finished end. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Okay, keep going. So easy with these little strips. Would you ever have thought how easy that could be? I don't even know if that's a pro tip. I just came up with that. I haven't seen it. I haven't looked how to do this. I just do it. We're gonna have lots, so you can definitely do your bouquet too. I have a feeling there'll be a bunch left over. Okay, wreath is complete, and I do have some extras, about 7 or 6. There's that. And I'm loving the look of this. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, last part. So these are all nicely attached. They're never gonna come off. There's no way they'll separate from that wreath. It's a great way to put those on easily, quick. Don't have to hot glue and wait forever. So this is going to be my side of the wreath. And now I'm gonna make a messy bow with my extra pieces with my ribbon. I'm gonna set that to the side. For my messy bow, I'm gonna bring in some more burlap, because I do want some additional colors to it, but I'm going to use all 3 of these, or 4 of these, for the messy bow. And the way you do that is just take some strips in different varying lengths. So I'm going to do a couple of each, so I'll have a total of 6 pieces. There's that. Maybe I'll do more. If you have any other colors you want to add to this, add them. They're super fun to be able to just create a fun layered look with these. I don't want to cover up so much of the gray. And then I'm going to take some of this jute. So there's some supplies in the box you may find use for, you may not. It's just kind of up to you, whatever you decide to do with your kit and your colors and your items. But I'm going to take some of this jute and make some strings, just like this. And I'm going to tie these into my bow. looks like enough. And then I'm going to set one to the side. This will probably tie it in a minute. Okay. There's that. And then I'm going to line all these suckers up. They're not the same length, so they don't have to be exact. But they'll just add some fun texture to it. Set them in the center. Okay. Now I'm going to take my tie piece, put this over it, and tie a knot. And I kind of want these not all to go the same direction, so I'm going to mess them up a little bit. That's better. Okay, tie it in a nice double knot. All right. And just kind of wing them out a little. The nice thing about the gray ribbon is it's wired, so it works really good. All right, and then the best part is to dovetail these. So fold them in half and cut towards the fold from the bottom up. Just go ahead and do that to all of them. Just gives them a nice finished look. Okay, I don't think I like how long these are, so I'm going to trim them just a little bit. There we go. Okay, and if you get this done and you feel like you want more added to it, you can add more. Just working with it a little bit. If you want, you can add ends to the bow. So if you just take two like this and glue it on, you have ends. You can glue right there, or we can take more jute and tie it. See, almost all the time that you guys see bows done, they're done in several steps and not just with one piece. Like it's multiple pieces of ribbon all kind of glued or tied together just like this. So everybody's always so critical of their bows because you're trying to make them in one piece, which makes them really difficult to do. You don't want your bow done in one piece. And now I'm going to add one big, or maybe two, loops behind. So see how we're kind of missing some loopage? So let's take about that big. See, and this is going to go back behind here, a loop. I am not a professional bow maker. I will be the first to admit that. I'm telling you guys once again, my expertise is in woodworking. That's how I started in this field and industry, is woodworking. And then I've explored out. Got into all sorts of different stuff. But let's try this. Let's see how this works. And look, see if we like this. So we got messy in the front. And then a little bow. Good thing about this wired stuff is it can be manipulated anywhere we want it to go. So again, we're going to take some string, tie it in the middle. I'm sure there's some way better bow makers in our group. You guys will show off your bows and it'll be awesome to see how amazing. But, okay, you just gotta like yank at them, man. Fluff them up. Get these pieces down here. Okay, and I might take, oh, I have thinner, like 1 inch right here. I'm gonna go around the center with this. There we go. And cut some of this off. Oh, good. I didn't even follow my own trick. Melt some glue. Stick the stick in so it glues to the next one. Okay. All right. There's the back of my bow. All right, what do you guys think? I think we did good. All right, let's dovetail these. Maybe they want a little curl in them. Sometimes it's easier when it's on it, the final piece too. So let me get it on the wreath. Oh, I don't know how I want this. Maybe I was wrong this whole time. You know what? I don't think I'm loving the burlap with this. I think it's too classy to go with the burlap. Okay, let's see what we can do here. See, this is why you guys get to do this with me. You get to go through the creative process with me, and we're gonna take all this out. I don't like it. Take it apart. There's my, we'll keep those. And I don't want these jute pieces either. Scratch that. I won't even edit this part of the video out. You guys get to see it all. Okay, if I'm gonna do that and completely get rid of that burlap, I'm gonna need a little bit more fuller. So let's take and make another round. All those pieces will make sense in a minute, hopefully. Hopefully. Okay. These and these. Those might be too small. Try again. Okay. That. And that. That. And that. I'm going to tie it. Let's see where we get this time. Okay. Nope, not tight enough. Okay, another thing to use that's really good for doing this is wire in the middle, but jute works if you don't have wire, and I don't have wire right now. Again, we're displaced. I don't have my shop put together. Okay, there's my down pieces. Here's these. Fluff these back up. That's better. Okay, now I'm going to take, I would like black ribbon, but I don't have it. So I'm just going to use this. And I'm going to fold it in thirds just to get a piece to go around the center for the bow right here. Yeah, just finishes it off. Okay. All right. There we go. Much better. I knew I included only gray for a reason. I didn't want other colors. I love gray. I love cool tones. They're my favorite. I'm starting to get away from these warm colors. And I love the gray. So, hint, hint. You'll be seeing more gray. If you don't like it, you can add splashes of color, which is how you're supposed to use gray. Not as your main base color, and then splash it with something like this little dash of pink. If you don't like pink, you can choose something else. All right, that's much better. Okay. There we go. Ta-da! Oops, I'm kind of out of the screen. I can't see it too. Okay, I love it. I'm going to attach it right there. Same way as we attached the other pieces. Works so good. And I'm using lots of glue. Probably 2 strips. Just to make sure it attaches well. So easy, you guys. I'm so excited to see all your creations. There is the wreath. And here's the flowers. And the mobile is not out here right now. But let me move this over. There it is. All finished. All right. Well, thank you for joining me. I will be excited to share next month with you. And how about a little sneak peek? Back to stenciling. But I think you're gonna love it. And you don't. Here is our stencil for next month. A bird doesn't sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song. So 2 different stencils, a couple ideas you can do with them. Can't wait to see you. Until next time, happy creating. Bye.